Welcome to this 8th installation of the Catholic Community Foundation's Planned Giving 101 webinar series. My name is Jim Maslar, and I am a Catholic Philanthropic Advisor in the Archdiocese Stewardship and Development Office. Over these past nearly 2 years, we've been looking at some of the most popular and promising planned giving vehicles that can help empower donors to maximize their giving impact and in creating their own Catholic legacies. Today, we will take a deeper look at America's fastest growing charitable vehicle in recent years, the Donor Advised Fund, or DAF for short. The 4-word simplest description and way to think about it is that it's akin to a donor having a personal charitable investment account. Like an endowment, a DAF is a charitable fund for the purpose of beneficial gifts to ministries. It is administered by a sponsoring 501c3 charity or foundation. And again, it's invested and grows tax-free, maximizing impact, with any gift contributions being tax deductible. DAFs begin to take on their unique younger brother character in the following ways. There is no annual distribution percent restriction. Whereas endowments set their rates typically between 4 to 5%, DAFs allow a donor to advise gifts of any percentage of its value. A study of DAFs by the National Philanthropic Trust found the average DAF makes annual distributions of about 22% of the fund's value. In practice, however, a DAF can be depleted to zero and either refunded or, in rare cases, closed. DAFs are not set and forget funds. Gifts from DAFs are not restricted to an annual, semi-annual, or quarterly schedule. Donors can advise grants on an ongoing basis at any time, and again, in any amount. Whereas an endowment's charitable recipients are etched into the contract and thus are the same year after year, a DAF allows a donor to choose any qualifying charity to benefit from a gift. In 1 year, a donor may want to give to her church from her DAF, and in the next, she may use it for her monthly gifts to the local food bank. And most DAF sponsoring charities allow the donor to name successor advisors upon their death. Number 1, they are easy to establish. All the work that goes into maintaining and growing the fund is done by the sponsoring organization, requiring very little paperwork or time for the donor. And unlike a private family foundation, there are no startup fees. Unlike DAFs, having a private family foundation can be an expensive endeavor with high admin fees, legal requirements, and tax hoops to jump through. Number 2, they are donor-centric and hands-on. DAFs, again, are like personal charitable investment accounts and are designed for a more intimate charitable experience for the donor. He or she is able to actively advise the sponsoring charity on where, when, and how much a gift will be to a desired ministry or cause. Number 3, growth. Any money that sits in a donor's DAF until granted grows through investment and compound interest to further its eventual impact on charitable passions. And all of that growth and compounding in the meantime is tax-free. Number 4, they are flexible. As already mentioned, there is no mandatory annual distribution, nor is there a percent limit for advised gifts. Also, anyone can make a tax-deductible contribution to a DAF, even if they are not the original donor or advisor. For example, it is not uncommon for a person or couple to open a DAF with the idea that their siblings, children, grandchildren, or even friends can and would contribute to it. Sort of a family charitable fund. Privacy. Unlike having a private family foundation, DAFs allow donors to give anonymously if desired. And tax smart. When a donor opens or makes a contribution to their existing DAF, each contribution is tax deductible at the fully appreciated market value, avoiding any capital gains tax on appreciated assets like stocks, even if they wish to distribute the amount of the gift over several years, which brings us to DAF's most unique tax-saving strategy, charitable bunching. With the new higher standard deduction after the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, for charitable givers, DAFs have become a part of a growing strategy to maximize tax benefits and the size and impact of their giving. It involves gifting a large amount to a DAF account in 1 year, using the full value for a tax deduction, even if you plan on divvying it out in gifts over a number of years. The best way to explain this involves providing an illustration alongside these steps. So please meet Jack and Jill. They are parishioners at fictional St. Timothy's Parish, and they typically give around $7,000 collectively each year to the parish and its school. They hear about DAFs and the charitable bunching strategy and decide to open one at Fidelity Charitable. They have some nicely appreciated Home Depot stock, currently valued at $21,000, that they want to use to fund it. Because it is a charitable donation, the capital gains tax on their gift is avoided, and the fully appreciated amount, in their case, $21,000, is available for a tax deduction that year. So step 1, gift a large amount to the DAF, taking a higher itemized tax deduction that year. With the other deductions available, Jack and Jill can now itemize on their tax return at a level higher than the standard deduction, in this case, nearly $14,000 more. Jack and Jill then use their newly created DAF to advise their annual tithe to the parish and its school. With the parish and school as qualifying charities, Fidelity cuts a check for $7,000 from the Jack and Jill Charitable Fund directly to St. Timothy's. Step 2, take the standard deduction in the following years. So in years 2 and 3, Jack and Jill take the standard deduction on their tax return. They still have $14,000 remaining in their DAF, which has likely grown since then, and gift $7,000 again each year in years 2 and 3. And so step 3, the large amount in a DAF can be gifted out over a number of years. And step 4, this can be done once or repeated every so many years. In Jack and Jill's case, they repeat their 3-year cycle and enjoy $13,900 in additional tax deductions every 3rd year. Now let's take a look at what unique options the Catholic Community Foundation offers to donors in our parishes, schools, and agencies. Our office is here to serve you and your favorite Catholic parish, school, or ministry in 2 main ways. 1, we process any donor advised fund gifts to a Catholic parish, school, or agency. And 2, we administer, maintain, and grow personal Catholic DAFs with our foundation that are available to any of the faithful throughout the Archdiocese. And to finish, a quick reminder of the 3 takeaways. Donor advised funds provide a unique option of personal charitable investment account. While the fund is owned and grown and maintained by a sponsoring charity, donors can advise gifts to be made anytime, in any amount, any qualifying charity. They are indeed philanthropy's fastest growing vehicles, and they are easy to establish and offer a unique tax saving strategy called charitable bunching. And again, the CCF administers Catholic DAFs exclusively for supporters of our parishes, schools, and ministries. And we also help process third-party DAFs. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, this last slide is for anyone who is interested in establishing a donor advised fund with Catholic Community Foundation. As always, feel free to reach out to us with any questions, and we'd be honored to serve you. God bless.